Many people talk about how horrible is what's happening in Ukraine and that this war needs to be over, but some people also suggest it's worth it to just give up and agree to peace on any terms. And to prevent this from happening, I want to share key aspects of what Ukrainians love about the country and why we are not willing to give it away. I could give a basic answer of how it's just our home, we are used to it, we love it and all that, but meanwhile it's true, I will also try and get objective and name 8 key aspects so that you, wherever you're from, could understand us better. I start with the point that is very beneficial for me or anyone from my generation. Ukraine is a very digital country. You can get anything done online. You can get into an online queue for any service, be it medical issues or consulting in any niche. You can work and build your career remotely with no problems at all. In almost all the coffee shops and restaurants, especially in Kyiv, but not only Kyiv, you will have QR codes on the table, which you can scan and get a menu, and you can even pay for your order online and leave the feedback for this place. So most businesses are going online, and in fact it applies even to governmental institutions, which brings us to the next point, which is less bureaucracy. In Ukraine we have a mobile app called Dia, where we have all our documents in one place, including national ID, international passport, driver's license, student's card, literally any document you can imagine is in this app. It's completely secure and legal, and it can be used anywhere with the same influence as your regular physical documents. So if you're going somewhere where you need to show your ID, you can just have your mobile phone with this app installed, which you will have because anyone in Ukraine has it installed. It's very convenient and it's for everyone. Starting from the past week, you can even propose and get married online, which is very helpful for people who are separated due to some reasons these days. They can be military, they can be volunteers, they can be separated by any other reasons. But anyway, it's very helpful in Ukraine these days. You cannot get divorced in this app just yet, but I suppose it's just a matter of time. Now, let's get to the third point, which is innovations. Ukraine has many more talents than many people know. For example, the world's biggest aircraft, Mriya, is Ukrainian. The world's first production helicopter, Ukrainian. The creator of this helicopter is now considered the father of the world's helicopter industry. Many modern IT companies that were founded in Ukraine are now also making a difference in the world. For example, Grammarly, the most famous grammar checking tool, was founded by Ukrainians. Reface is also Ukrainian. Another great company, Makpo. It's also one of my personal favorites because I got to visit their office when I was 15, and it's kind of a place where I fell in love with Kyiv, just standing on their terrace and watching over the city. And they also have 2 cute cats in the office. The company is not called Makpo for no reason. Now we'll step away from the technical part and we'll talk about why you would love the country and its culture in general. And to start off, let's talk about the people. You probably heard that Ukrainians are friendly and very hospitable. It is true. Also, Ukrainians are talented and extremely hardworking. You'll meet many people here who are very passionate about what they do in life. They're giving their all. They put in all the effort they can. One more point about Ukrainians that is my personal favorite is that they are very straightforward. Don't get me wrong, we're still friendly and polite and all that, but we also talk about the problems when we have them. We don't avoid difficult points of communication. I'd say that it's different from other countries because I have traveled across Europe, I have worked with international teams, I have met many people, I also have friends who travel and work and live abroad, and I saw and I was a part of and I heard of many situations when people just stay silent about problems, then they turn off in one click. It doesn't make any of them bad people, but still, from my point of view, the best communication strategy is when you talk and you talk straightforwardly. It helps you avoid so many problems. Like situations I was in and my friends were in, I really think that they could end 10 times better if they were just communicated properly from the start. And also, I'm not saying that every Ukrainian is perfect. We also have the good people and the bad, like any other normal country, but it's a tendency. We tend to talk about problems, and it's much easier, and especially when it comes down to people that we love and care deeply about, we'd rather talk and keep this person in our lives as close as they were than we just go off at some point. The next point we'll talk about is services. Even though Ukraine is considered a cheap country, you can get the best service you can imagine at that cost. I'm talking about small businesses, the train system, post system, and even governmental services if you're lucky. Let's get deeper into each example, starting with small businesses. So to start with, Ukrainian brands care deeply about the product quality, so they will give you the best product, and along with that, they will also give you the best communication experience, be it an online order or a physical product at the store. When it comes to delivering your orders, you can get your package delivered to your doorstep the next day after it was sent, even during the war, no matter from which part of the country it was sent, even though Ukraine is a really big country. For the train system, in Ukraine, trains don't happen to be delayed or cancelled even during the war. Delayed sometimes, but very rarely. Cancelled never. From my personal experience, I have spent 5 hours in a very beautiful train station in Malaga, Spain, 3 days ago, because my train was delayed twice and then even returned back to the station after we already departed because the train was broken and couldn't continue going. And in Ukraine, we had a viral video at some point during the war, which I unfortunately didn't find, but this video was filmed by passengers who were in a train which was going through the fire, and the announcements were like, "We are so sorry, the train will arrive to its destination 2 minutes late because we are driving through the fire." And also those trains keep evacuating people from areas close to the front line, which only confirms the courage and bravery of those people who do it. For the governmental services, I want to come back to that app we talked about earlier and tell about the situations that happened to me when I was moving to Spain. So I needed to change my registered place of living, or however it's called. I needed to change it from the capital to my home city, and I only had a few hours for it on a Saturday. So when I came to this institution, I found out that I don't have one of the documents needed for this procedure, and at this point I thought it was over because I didn't only have it on me, I didn't have it created at all. But what I was able to do is I could go to this mobile app, create this document in there in 30 seconds, and then I could print it in the same building with this institution within minutes. So it was a Saturday, and I got this procedure done within 15 minutes, even though I didn't have all the documents. And one more example that also happened in my experience before I was moving to Spain. I found out that I have lost my birth certificate before moving out, and that's something that you probably will need somewhere. And so I could apply on the website of this same app to get this document renovated, and it was created and delivered to me in 3 days. I really don't think that you can get it done so quickly in other countries. Next, a very standard point, the food. Ukrainian national cuisine is very tasty, even though it is very hard to cook and takes a long time. But to taste it, you don't have to cook. If ever you come to Ukraine, you can just order something national and you'll be amazed how good it is. And also in some cities across the world, because Ukrainians had to flee, some of them are starting businesses abroad. So you will see Ukrainian restaurants open. So if you know it was done by Ukrainians, you will probably get amazing food in there. So you should go and visit. And even if we're talking not national dishes, but in general, you can get delicious and fancy food for affordable prices. Coffee that I had in Kyiv is the best in the whole world. I haven't tried anything better for now. Any avocado toast looks great. Sushi are the best. Any matcha lattes or cocktails also look and taste great. So if ever you are in Ukraine, especially in Kyiv, you can have plenty of options for both foods and drinks. For the next point, let's talk about opportunities in big cities. I moved out of my parents' home when I was 17, when I went to study in Kyiv, which is the capital. I'll be talking from this perspective. You can have everything from the list above in Kyiv and more. I'm talking parties, professional growth, network, nature, quiet areas, and most importantly, your home in this city. There are offices of great companies, co-working spaces, bars, parks, huge shopping malls, activities like playing sports, any sports really. We have Dnipro River crossing the city in the middle, so you can go subboarding, wakeboarding, playing water polo or beach volleyball in the summer. Even the apartment where I used to live in Kyiv had a riverbank 20 minutes away from the building, 2 beautiful lakes, one 5 minutes away and a second one 2 minutes away from the building. It also had nice coffee shops, a great park, multiple grocery stores, multiple beauty salons, so anything you need, you will have just near your house. And it would be the same for all or almost all the areas of the city, and the city is huge. It has 3 million people living there. The last but not the least, the nature of the country. We have the mountains, we have the seas, two of them. We have stunning places like the Tunnel of Love, the Stone Village, the Dniester Canyon. We have an active volcano, just one, but we have it, and many other beautiful places. So that's what we have in the country, and it's all Ukrainian, and it's now being destroyed piece by piece by the neighboring country. And if you're thinking that it's just the territory, no matter the government, it's just not true. We need to keep Ukraine as it is, with all its uniqueness and authenticity. Therefore, if you want to support Ukraine, stay a war, which already is a lot, hold the guilty ones responsible, don't consume Russian content, don't listen to their music because it all gets monetized and they pay taxes, which later convert to the weapons. And Russian influencers do spread the narrative that Russia is saving the world by killing Ukrainians, so don't support them because less power, less influence. You can also donate to Ukraine to help with different issues for different segments, like even the animals, the children, or the actual army who need much more weapons to stay alive on the front line. I will link reliable sources where you can learn more about the country and reliable sources where you can donate and join Ukrainians in it because we do donate on a regular basis. Remember, we are not only fighting for ourselves, but for the world freedom as a whole, so make sure to support content like this and stay tuned to my channel for more similar videos.